Hello, and I hope you're all getting on okay. I hope you're all feeling fit and keeping safe. From the conversations that I've had this week, I know that you all should now have spotless homes. All those cupboards cleaned out and tidied. Everything you haven't seen for ages has either now found a new home or is placed in the wheelie bin. I too have been having a bit of a clear out and tidying around. For the really observant of you, you may notice that the bookshelves behind me are a little less cluttered, and I can assure you there's not a spot of dust in sight. One positive thing that has come out of us being confined to our homes is that we get all those odd jobs sorted out, the ones that have been waiting around forever. Now generally, we're used to being able to do what we want, when we want, but of course now we can't. And I think we realise just how we took those things for granted. They say that you don't realise what you had until it's not there anymore. One of the things I miss is being able to jump in the van and going down to our cottage in Wales. Since we've been clearing out, a lot of our spare stuff has now found its way into the van, ready and waiting to go. Now, the last time we were in Wales was just before the lockdown, and whilst we were there, the farmer was busy starting to bring the new lambs down to the field behind our cottage. And it's a beautiful sight watching those tiny little lambs find their legs and start to explore a new area whilst going not too far away from their mothers. Our Bible passage this morning is from John's Gospel, and it's chapter 10, verses 1 to 10. And the title of it is Jesus, the Good Shepherd. Lots of artists over the years have painted their own interpretation of the Good Shepherd, and I've included a few of them for you to have a look at. One of these pictures hangs on the wall in my study. Jesus uses shepherds and sheep in his teaching several times because the people were used to seeing them around. It's probably not quite as relevant to us today because the role of a shepherd has changed. Farmers, whilst taking good care of their sheep, don't spend the same amount of time living with them out on the hills. Because of this, the sheep don't get to know them. And you'll notice today that the sheep are driven from behind, as opposed to the shepherds of biblical times leading their flock. One of the many stories involving sheep that I've struggled with for many years was the lost sheep. What was the problem with finding 99 out of 100? I thought literally that 99 out of 100, knowing the sort of terrain they lived in, wasn't a bad return. It wasn't until I came to know and understand God better that I realised that God loves each of us so much that he does not want to lose even one of us. For many, this raises a question. But what about those who don't believe? Or those who do evil things? Or those who have never heard about Jesus? And many, many more. When I went to college, I was allocated a personal tutor. Dave was mine, and his speciality was New Testament studies. We had many discussions over the 2 years, and the above question was one of them. Dave told me how he had been called to give up his job and study to become a Christian tutor. And he wanted to study under a tutor who have the same Christian beliefs as him. After looking around, the only person who he felt was right for him was teaching in a university in Canada. Trusting in God, he and his wife moved to Canada and he enrolled at the university. One of the defining moments was when the tutor gave his answer to the question about God not losing anyone, and he explained it like this: because we are all made in his image and loved by him, he does not want to lose any one of us. Throughout our earthly life, we all have the opportunity to choose to get to know God. But even if for whatever reason we don't, when we come to the end of our earthly life, before we die, Jesus offers to us all an invitation that is so good that not one of us will ever turn it down. That explanation fitted exactly with Dave's belief, and it fits exactly with my belief of a God who loves us more than we could ever comprehend. It's also the most important thing that I learnt in the 2 years of college, and it is at the very heart of my belief in God today. Some may think, well, that's okay, I won't bother with God at the moment, because I know that when the day comes, when my earthly life comes to an end, I will be looked after. And my answer to that is simple. Look at what you will be missing. The joy of getting to know and love Jesus, the Good Shepherd. And so finally, a few words from Lamentations. The steadfast love of the Lord, which never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness.